Um, and I think, these are just these, as I said, these conversations, having them and continuing them and seeing how we can work together is important. We regularly exchange security information that makes everyone, I hope, I expect, in India safer, in the United States, and it affects the world. The things that we do together security-wise don't just affect both of our countries, they affect countries surrounding us, the entire world. The Defense Trade and Technology Initiative is DTTI. I think my understanding is it used to be DTI, and now we've added another T. But that's a really exciting initiative for the United States and India to work on security-related manufacturing and defense articles, working together. I should tell you, my level of expertise on security manufacturing is very shallow. But my understanding is that I don't believe we do co-manufacturing or have the goal of co-manufacturing on security issues. I don't believe we do that. If we do it in very many countries, it's very few. It may not be any countries, although I'm not quite sure it's totally zero other than India. But that's just incredible. It's just not something we do a lot of outside the United States. It's really quite interesting to look at that. So I just worth mentioning that the Defense Trade and Technology Initiative is something that is a very important partnership between the United States and India. You mentioned some numbers, and I think my numbers are slightly different, but I'm not going to get into a competition of numbers because I think it's good that they're all good numbers. We have our bilateral trade, bilateral activity increased from almost 29 billion in 2004 to more than 95 billion in 2013. I think any way you look at that, that's a trend line in the right direction. Certainly impressive numbers, and it's something that we can keep.
They really try, I think, to do a lot for the city.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think you're going to like my answer, which I apologize in advance. I probably shouldn't open with that. My understanding that the holdup for that, and I don't know even if this holdup were removed, if it would happen, but it's actually on the Indian side. It's not that the United States doesn't want to do it, it's the UGC, the permissions to do it. So I will push that back and say you've got some India side things to do. Having said that, I don't know if India did break through the bureaucracy rules, whatever they are that are holding that concept up, whether the American universities would do it. And I'm conjecturing here, but the American universities have set up, some universities have set up things in some non-American countries outside of America. There are some American universities in Qatar, in UAE, in Singapore, in China. And quite frankly, there's controversy about it. There's controversy within those countries somewhat, although less so. Controversy back in the United States about those partnerships. Now, some of that controversy, and not to go off into too much detail, would not necessarily be the same thing here. In fact, I would expect it would not. But there's issues about American universities who have things on the ground in China. But China does not have the same veneration of human rights and freedom of speech and academic tenure, freedom of research, that sort of thing that our academy takes so strongly. Now, I don't expect that would be a problem with India, but I think if there were a point where the U.S. and India were actually able to be thinking this through, that specter of that having been a problem in other countries would be something that would come under consideration.